Here we are in the Social Icons tab of the FooBox settings. And the first thing you'll notice here are some social icon settings. The social icons enabled or not enabled. We definitely want those enabled for our purposes, so we want them to show up. And then you can choose from the vertical position and horizontal position here, and there's a couple choices: top and bottom, left, center, and right. And you'll see here when I pull up a gallery image, these are the social icons. They are set to be at the top and centered, but you can play around with those settings and move them around the FooBox. So back into the social icon settings, you can see that we have several networks built in. We have Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I've got all of these checked, so all of those show up. And you'll notice a note here on the Facebook checkbox, and it says that we recommend adding the Open Graph metadata to your site's head section. And we do have a setting here to add Open Graph down here under the Open Graph settings. Now there's a lot of different plugins that integrate with Facebook. You might have some Facebook comments going or some other social sharing icons, and those plugins could also be adding the Open Graph. So check those plugin settings. If they're adding Open Graph, then you've already got it set. Also, there's a couple SEO plugins that add that as well. And down here under Twitter settings, you can enter the Twitter username, and if you enter a username here, that username will be appended to the end of the tweets created by the FooBox social sharing icons. So let's just look at a couple of tests here. So I'm in the WordPress gallery post, and if I click the first image and I click the Facebook share, it opens in a new window, and if I'm not logged in, it does ask me to log in, and then it redirects to this. And you're probably familiar with this. You can choose to share in different areas. You can write a status update, and because of those Open Graph settings, what FooBox is able to do is grab the thumbnails that are on that page, and you can choose which of those you want to attach to your status update. Okay, we'll go back here, and Google Plus is the same thing. Twitter is a little bit different. I'm signed into my WP Pro Business account, and it has the title of the post that the gallery is on, the link to that post, and then there is no username appended there. But if I changed this setting, which I'm going to do, and you do not want the @ symbol in there, just the username. Otherwise, you'll get two @ symbols. Okay, so I've saved those settings, and we'll go ahead and close this Twitter window here. We'll refresh this demo page, and we'll click a different image here. We'll share on Twitter. And now you see, oh, must not have refreshed there. Let's try that again. Okay, and we'll share this on Twitter. And you can see now that my Twitter username is included at the end of the tweet there. So it's a nice little feature. Okay, let's go back to the settings. And that's about it for the settings tab of FooBox. The social icons tab of FooBox. Next we'll talk about the advanced tab.